Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Plexus Engage app training. I am so excited for this. We have the amazing John on from corporate, and he is going to teach us all about this. I've been using it so much myself, but still trying to figure things out and wanting to know how I can do better because I've seen great results from it already. So I'm so excited to learn from you tonight, John, and thank you so much for giving of your time to do this for all of us and our Plexus team. We appreciate you so much.
Definitely. You know, I'm super excited, especially to have you on here just with the onboarding feature and how you are a good chunk, I guess, of the whole onboarding process. So whenever we get to that, I would love to turn that over to you to hear if you have any additional insight. But I'm super excited to kick this app off. A really cool stat I want to share with you all before we get going is right now there's about a 30% conversion rate of people trying the samples, going through the follow-up process, watching the videos, and saying yes towards becoming an ambassador. I love that because the company we've paired with, they've created a similar app for other companies, and they have that conversion rate up to around 60%. So we're meeting with them a few times a month to see what we can do to get that conversion rate up a little bit higher. So as those updates come, those enrollments just become a little bit easier over time. So I feel like getting confident with it right now at the kind of ground zero, this is the best time. So those enrollments just get easier as those updates are coming. So let's pull this up and jump into the app. All right, so there's 3 key steps when it comes to sending a sample out, doing the follow-up process, and getting that yes. The very first step is piquing someone's interest. We want to get their curiosity going and kind of just get them excited to try Plexus. So piquing their interest is the first step. Now we can find that under the share menu. The second step is sending someone a sample. So they got to try the product as their second step in that 3-step process. The very last step is when we go through the follow-up. So one last time is piquing their interest, sending a sample, then going through the follow-up process. Now to start off, we want to click on that share menu, which is right in the middle of the screen. I already clicked on it, but it's that square box with the arrow coming right on out of it. Now up top, the very first section that we have is the onboarding process. I want to give a huge shout out to Amber Miller because she has a really awesome video in there showing how she sends the samples out, how she replies to any messages that come back to her, and taking that all the way to the full enrollment process. Before we talk on sending samples out, Amber, do you have any tips or tricks on how you use, I guess, that onboarding process to share with any newbies, or what are some of your favorite steps about having that onboarding process now?
I just love how simple it is that I can use the app and send them that and it can send directly to them instead of I used to have to like come up with cute packages and try to send it out and would never get to the post office. So I find that it's so effective and people are really excited to use that. So when I do my first reach out messages, a lot of times I'll ask if they've ever tried it before or if they're interested in a sample. And so many people jump on that right away. So I love using that first step, like you're saying.
Awesome. I love that. And I think that anything we can do to really kind of lean back on one of those third-party tools and then just ask someone, hey, like what stood out to you or like what are your thoughts on that? Now we can just follow up and help them achieve those steps opposed to coming out with a custom game plan for every single person that's joining our team. Just really easy. Send it over, ask those questions, follow up, and help them find success.
Yeah, so, and if they use the tools, if we use the tools, I always tell my team, I always use the tools. I never create some custom message or some custom flow because they're subconsciously registering everything. Like, could I do this? Can I send that? So the more simple we can make it, the more likely they're going to do it. So yes.
100%. So let's go ahead and kick this off. So we click on the share menu and awesome. Debbie is joining right now. I was just about to check to see if you were on here, Debbie. All right, so we want to start this off by going to the share menu and scrolling down until we find the peak interest section. Peak interest is the one that has the group photo right here up top. So we can either start off by talking to someone about the products, or if we're feeling kind of bold and we want to talk about the business opportunity, we have a set of videos that we can send them as well. I would say 9 times out of 10, the video that I would start off with is under the peak interest, product, and this little video of the brain. 31 seconds, real easy beasy. It's not too long of a video. And pretty much everyone has 31 seconds to where they can check something out, opposed to maybe sending them a 3-minute video right at the start to build their curiosity. A lot of people, when they see that, they're like, maybe I'll check that a little bit later, or they kind of just preview it. 31 seconds. Everyone's going to check it out. Let me admit some people real quick. All right. So we're going to start off. Oh, actually, if you want to preview the video before you send it out to someone, you can click right on the video and it starts playing it for you right away.
You may not realize it, but trillions of
I love that just because we can be a little bit more confident when we send that video out to someone. If we get any questions, we don't have as many let me go back and check. Let me get back to you real quick. We already know what we sent this person, so we can follow up just in case they have any questions. So we're going to click on share. And now this right here, this isn't where you want to change your message. This is kind of just a preview. If we text it, this is what it's going to look like. If we email it, this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to click next. And Debbie, would you like to be our prospect on here tonight?
I knew you were going to ask me that, but of course.
Heck yeah, of course. Love it. So we're going to have Debbie as our prospect. Now we're going to put in Debbie's information. Debbie Rossi. And now down here below, it's asking us if we have her phone number or email address. You don't need those to move on to the next step. So we've just got our first and last name. Going to hit next. This is kind of just that last little warning like, hey, did you happen to forget her phone number or email address? Didn't. So we're just going to click next on that. And now right here, this is asking us what platform we want to message out on. If I try to select text, I don't have her phone number, so I'm going to get that error message right away. Won't even let me send it out. So we're going to keep it highlighted on Facebook Messenger, hit next. Now this is asking us when we want to follow up. I think 3 days is the perfect time to follow up because that package should be arriving at their house, and then we can start that conversation up again and really kind of just roll with that excitement that they have when they say yes to trying one of the Plexus products, opposed to if we set it at 7 days, maybe it gets to sit on their counter for a few days. Now we're in our heads telling ourselves one of those stories, and then that product's just going to be sitting there for a little bit. 24 hours, that might be a little too quick because this person just said, yes, I would like to try the products. It hasn't gotten there yet, so I'm not sure what we're following up on. 3 days is perfect. Actually, I want to backstep real quick. The only time I would ever do that 7-day follow-up is maybe if it was on a Thursday or a Friday, just to factor in some of those weekend shipping times. So we're going to leave it on 3 days, hit send. And this is our last little warning before it takes us to Facebook Messenger. So I'm going to hit start. And now pulls us right up to our Facebook Messenger. So now we want to find Debbie. And then once you click in that text box, click again, and we have an option to paste that message in. Now right here, this is where you want to edit the message. So I'm going to change, hey, Debbie. Let's change it to sup, Debbie. Now it sounds like it's coming from my voice. Doesn't sound like a pre-done message from corporate. I'm going to hit send. And Debbie, would you go in there and watch that video so we can see what happens in the app when you start watching it?
Yes, sorry. Let's see. I heard it ding.
Oh, you're good.
Let's see. Facebook. I'm going to put it on my computer because I can't watch it on my phone. Let's see. Okay. Joking. See what happens when you put me on the spot like that, John?
No, so
Make me choke.
Debbie's ghosting us at the moment. We just gotta be patient.
Okay.
Sometimes they gotta take a few moments to watch the message.
Okay.
I hope you're doing all right, Debbie. It sounds like you're coughing a little bit.
I am. I took a sip of my tea and I went down the wrong way. Okay, here we go.
All right, so she started watching the video, and we get this pop-up notification right away letting us know. I think this is one of the best features about the app. So we're going to click on View, and now View Prospect Details. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, we can actually see how much of the video she watched. Looks like she watched less than 10%. So we'll cut Debbie some slack right now, but let's say she watched 90% of the video to 100%. And we can tell that she was all about it, maybe ready to try a sample. We can click on that coffee cup right in that blue bar up top, and we can change the prospect type. So if they watch that full video, we can change them to a hot prospect. So as we're going through our contacts, we can see who was a little bit more actively engaged with us and who was not. Now, let's say that we sent the video to Debbie. She told us she watched the video, but we can see that she hasn't watched it. And now she's dodging every question that we're sending her way. We can also click on that option again and change her to a parked car. This means they weren't really engaging with us. And I like the fact that we get to call them a parked car just because they're not getting back to us. It's like, all right, well, you're stuck in the parking lot. You're not going anywhere. Now, I also love this because we have that silver option or that silver bar right in the middle. And this is for us to set a follow-up reminder for ourselves to reach back out to this person. I would maybe set this towards, we have a real exciting product launch coming tomorrow. I can't wait for it. I'm super pumped for y'all to get your hands on it and just to see what it is. But we can set this follow-up reminder. Maybe, let's say, before the month is over, we'll do February 26th. Gives us enough time to get that conversation before the month is over so we can still roll in on some end-of-month points. If you want to follow up a little bit later, definitely can, depending on however that conversation is going. But I just love that we can set that follow-up reminder for ourselves. So this right here, this was that first step of piquing someone's interest. We saw that we sent them the video. We saw how actively engaged they were. And now we're ready for those next steps, which is to send someone a sample. So we're going to click on that option on the bottom left, which is that little slim stick and bottle of ProBio. And right here, we have a few different options. We can see down below the tracking of any samples that we've sent out before. I'm out of sample credits right now, so we can purchase some more with that left option, but we can also offer / send someone a sample. Now, I love these, and what the difference is between offering a sample and sending a sample. When you send someone a sample, this is more than likely going to be one of our close friends, maybe a family member, someone we have all of their contact information, or maybe someone who just doesn't want to use the computer. They're just saying, hey, let me give you my information and make sure I get my products. Offer a sample. We send someone a video and we give them the opportunity to say, yes, I want to try that. I love this because there's such a difference in mental commitment when someone says, yes, I want to do that. Yes, I'm excited to try this. Opposed to if we say, hey, I know you're going to love this. You've got to try it. When someone makes that commitment to themselves, they're so much more likely to actually go through with that step. So that's why I love offering someone a sample opposed to just sending it on over to them. So we're going to click offer a sample, and I want to talk to Debbie about active. So we find the video that you want to send out. Also, another real quick question that I get quite often is when you buy samples, you just buy an overall sample credit that you can apply to any of these products. You don't need to buy active samples in advance or slim samples in advance. You just buy that kind of blanket credit that you can apply to whichever products you want to send out. So we're going to send out this Plexus Active, clicking on share. There's that warning again, so we're just going to click next. And now we've already added Debbie in here, so we can click on that left option, which is existing prospects. You can also add people from your phone just by clicking new prospect device contacts, pull up your contacts, and then you can start sending them out. But we're going to click on existing prospects, and let's find Debbie. Now, I don't know if I'm the only person who ever ran into this, but I feel like I have to share it on every training just in case. But if you type the name in, you have to hit search for it to pull up their information. For a while, I thought it was just going to auto-populate, so I was adding, well, we can see 2 Debbie tips down there. I was adding multiple people throughout every training. So you only got to add them once, and then you can find those existing contacts. Now we're going to hit next one more time, Facebook Messenger. Start. Takes us back. We hit paste, and boom. I'm going to send that over. Now, Debbie, will you go through and fill out that information sheet so you can claim your free sample? Even though I'm out of them at the moment, we'll see what happens when someone claims a sample and we don't have any credits. While Debbie's filling that out, maybe I'll do what I can to send something over to you. I'll find something.
I'm teasing you. It's okay.
While she's filling that out, does anyone have any questions on anything that we've gone over yet?
So if you do the not the offer a sample, but send a sample, you have to have pretty much all of the info, right? Like the phone number and everything.
Yeah. And I've heard some people just kind of having a general phone number that they'll put in, like for just to have it in there. But you definitely want to make sure you have the right address, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm pretty sure they buttoned it up, but I just want to throw it out just in case. But when you send that offer a sample link, it is a video with that kind of claim your free sample option right below it. So you might just want to remind them that they have to click on that to claim their free sample afterwards, just when we're throwing it out, just so they don't happen to forget that one after they watch the video. So she just filled out that sheet, and that top
This
option
is
we
what
have.
what it says.
What's it saying at the
It
moment?
says the Plexus member has been notified and will contact you shortly.
Awesome. Love it. So it's letting them know that now we're waiting on us. So we have that send sample option right up top. I'm going to click on that. And it's giving us that warning right away, letting us know that we don't have enough credits to send it out. But I love it because we can click on OK, and it takes us right to that link to purchase a few more. This account is set up on one of my execs accounts, so I don't want to just start spending money all over their cards. So I'm going to hit cancel on that at the moment. But all you would have to do is just re-up on that right there. But if we did have samples, we would get taken to a very similar page where we just have to hit send sample one more time, and then boom, it's on its way, easy peasy. So now we're on our very last step, which is going through the follow-up process. This is where a lot of the strategy comes into play, and I don't know, I love this part. So we click back on that share menu, and now we want to find the flow of active. So we see active sample follow-up steps. Now, there's a few different messages that we want to send, and there's a certain time that we're supposed to send each one of them. We send number one after this person has said, yes, I want to try the products, and that sample is confirmed in the system. So it's going to be arriving here in these next few days. We click on share, and this video is kind of essentially just saying, hey, I'm so excited you said yes to trying Plexus. Here are some of the awesome health benefits you've got coming your way in the next few days. So it's just getting them excited to try the products until they arrive. Now, number two, I love this, probably my favorite message in the whole follow-up series, but we send this when we get the tracking notification, letting us know that the package arrived at their house. We click share, and this one right here, I love the way it's worded. It says, hey, your active sample should have arrived or will tomorrow, so please be on the lookout for it. It's worded like that because we want to let them know that we know that product got to their house, but we also don't want them thinking we're just creeping outside waiting for packages to show up to their house. It's just a fun way to say, hey, I know that package is getting there sometime today or sometime tomorrow. So we can just start that conversation right when that product gets there, opposed to letting it sit on the counter for a few days. We can just roll with that momentum and excitement. So now, number three, we send message number three after they've tried both of the samples. Every time we send samples out, it comes with a 2-pack, so they get to try 2 of them, and then we contact them about a special offer. I love this one because it's being real bold and essentially just jumping right in, asking if they would like to enroll as an ambassador with 10% off applied to their order. I love that because we have that discount that we can send over to them. It's worded right here pretty awesomely, but you can just switch it up a little bit so it sounds like it's in our voice, and then just send that over. Asking for that yes or asking for someone to join the team can be one of those pretty intimidating steps. So I love just having a pre-done message that we can change a little bit, take some of that kind of just mental weight off of us before we send that out. All right. So now if they say yes and if they say no, we have 2 different messages to send them. If they say yes, we send them message number 4. It's essentially a follow-up to message number 1 saying, hey, welcome to the fam. So excited that you're an ambassador now. Here are some even more awesome benefits about joining Plexus. So it's kind of just getting them real excited. Now, if they say no, we have a message to send them as well. I love this because, I mean, if they're one of our best friends, maybe a family member, we've been so excited that they finally tried the products, they're going to join our team, and then they say no, and now we maybe want to disappear for a bit, we want to start a fight, we want to cry a little bit, who knows how we're going to reply in some of those situations. So I love having this message to help us contain some of those passions right away, you know? And so I love this just because I know so many teams are doing some of those intermittent fasting challenges, and not everyone in them in those groups is always an ambassador. So I love this because it's worded like, what are your thoughts about me adding you to our Facebook group? It will give you a great non-committed way to sit back and watch what others are experiencing. Changing our health habits can be one of the hardest things that we ever have to do. Some people may love the products, but they might not be ready to make that commitment right away. But we've got an awesome culture and community right now, or I mean all the time, but right now especially, where so many people have been working from home. so many people are looking for that kind of community environment that we really just haven't had this last year. So I love sending this message because let's say we're talking with Amber. She loved the way they tasted, but she didn't want to start a team. She links us up with Patty. Sounds like Patty's ready to go for fast start, but Amber's been hanging out in that group. Now we can reach back out to Amber and be like, hey, I know you were loving these products and you just weren't ready to start building your team. Patty sounds like she's about to hit the ground running, and this could be such a great opportunity for you to get started with your own team. And now we've taken that no into a possible silver just by sending this message instead of just kind of letting that conversation fall off. So I completely love having this. Anytime we get one of those no's, real easy peasy, just send it on over and we'll follow up when that timing is right for them to join Plexus. All right. So there's a few things I'd still like to show y'all, but that right there is the whole process of piquing someone's interest, sending a sample out, and going through the follow-up process. Do we have any questions, or is there anything y'all would like to throw out on, I guess, that whole flowing and all of those steps right there?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hey, John. If you send a sample, like, or give somebody a sample because they're local or something, right? And you get into like the follow-up, will it generate if you start it? Will it,
So does it like automatically prompt you for the next one to send out?
Yeah, if you haven't actually sent the sample through the app, but you've given them a sample, can you kind of start with this process?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, you can just start right up if they've already tried it and you just want to be like, hey, would you mind if I sent you a video, like going over some of these awesome benefits? It can explain it way better than I can. Like, that's a real easy way just to kind of send that video and kind of sneak them into the process.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. And seeing Karen's question, asking if there's a way to move our Facebook/Instagram contacts into the Engage system. At the moment, I don't believe there is, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of one of those enhancements that they bring later on down the line.
I use all of this for Instagram a lot because that's my primary form. So when I get to the screen that you showed before you sent the video, I just copy and paste the link.
Pardon me, Mac OS upgrade required.
There goes my computer. I just
I was like, what is that?
I just copy and paste that link and send that to them, but I still put all of their info in. I usually actually use their Instagram handle as their name. So when I'm scrolling, because a lot of times their handle is what we think of them as on Instagram. So yeah, I use it all the time on Instagram, but I just do it that way. And I have loved it when it notifies me whenever they click the link. That's my favorite part. I've had it be 6 a.m. in the morning and I'm drinking coffee and I get a ding that, oh, so-and-so viewing the link you sent yesterday. And I have messaged them, hey, just checking in. And they'll be like, that's so weird. I was just on your site. And I'm like, oh, yeah, good timing then. So very handy. I use that all the time.
I love that. And I love hearing how you're able to use it on Instagram as well, because I believe right now we don't have the feature to automatically send it through Instagram. So I love hearing that.
Yeah, I just click WhatsApp and it doesn't take me anywhere specifically and I don't have to have a cell number and just copy and paste that.
Awesome. Boom. Well, I'll have to start sharing that. All right. Some of the other features I want to show you all real quick. And then if you have any questions, feel free to throw them out. But we're back on the share menu. And we're going to scroll down a little bit. We have this section right here, share these on social. I think this is one of the coolest features on the app as well, because it's something that you just post to either your wall or your story. And it's kind of, I just think of this as being the equivalent of window shopping, where it's just an awesome branded image where if we're not talking to this person, they can see that image and then just click here to get a free sample. I love that because maybe we started a conversation with someone before, they gave us that initial no and we never followed back up with them. But usually when we get that first no, that's usually when a lot of people really start first paying attention to us. So let's say we reached out to someone, they ghosted us or they didn't get back, but they've been watching us this whole time. We've maybe ranked up, we did some fun stuff, we did a team event, we've got this new product coming out, whatever it may be. This person could be watching us, and then this could be that kind of opportunity for them, even though we're not in conversation, just to be like, hey, I want to try this out now. They click it and they get to try one of the products. So we have it for active, hunger control, or microbiome at the moment. I'm sure we'll be expanding this option for the other products as well, but I completely love this. And I figured might as well post this to our wall once every other week, once a month, however often we're posting, just throw it into the mix, just so we can kind of connect with some of those people who we might not be talking to at the moment. Now, if we scroll down a little bit more, we have an ambassador enrollment link, so we can just send this over to someone and it has that 10% off already applied. Love that. I feel like that's such a more exciting way than giving someone our website name or having them to remember our ambassador ID, whatever it may be. I love that we can just hit share and it sends that link with that discount already applied. Now, if we scroll down, we also have a link to where they can order as a customer. They can get Slim Hunger Control, Slim Microbiome, and I'm excited to finally announce this because I asked earlier on someone who deals with the app, but we also have a generic customer purchase link. Now, right here, it doesn't say anything about the 10% off being applied, but it is applied. So maybe we'll update the wording, but I did get it confirmed and I have it in writing. So feel free to quote me on this one. And then if I ever have to have your back with customer service, let me know and I'll say I threw it out. But that 10% off will apply if they order 20 products as a customer. It gives them that 10% off their initial order. So I completely love that. And I feel like that's such a fun way to share that with someone. Now, another really cool feature is we have that calendar down on the bottom. We're going to click on that. And this is great if we have any team events, team challenges, if we're doing an in-person event that we want to create an invite to and just send it out to someone. So let's create something. We'll do it for the 17th. We're going to click on the 17th and add event in the top right. The title, we'll do new product launch. And now description, that's where you want to put the time, Facebook page, Zoom ID, the address if we're doing an in-person event, all of the kind of nitty-gritties, you want to put that in the description. Category, it just asks what kind of event it's going to be. So we'll do webcast, and now I'm going to hit save. Oh, awesome. Love hearing that you use that event feature, Chrissy. So right now it's asking if we want to send our invites out. I just made this event and we have a whole bunch of people from doing training, so I'm just going to hit no for the time being. But you can see that there's no event shown on the screen. So we want to click on a different option. Click on the calendar again. And then now we see it down below. Not sure why it doesn't show up initially, but you just got to click on another menu, go back to it, and it will be there. So now we're going to click on new product launch. And we have that invite button right up top. So we can send this out to a few people, any of the prospects that we have added into the app. We can also see down below how many invites we've sent out and how many people have said yes out of all of those invites. I love this. I feel like this is such an easy way if we wanted to just start the month off, throw all the team events in. If there's any opportunity calls, we can just blast it out opposed to always having to go back to the Facebook, copy and pasting that info, grabbing the details, whatever it may be. We just got to throw it in here, one and done it, send it out to our friends and see how many of them have said yes. So definitely love that as a feature as well.
You could use that for a fun contest too. Like if you started a group chat and there was an event and how many invites can we do this week and screenshot the event detail that when you're done, that'd be a fun contest.
100%. I think another fun contest is also just doing some type of raffle for how many samples we're sending out. And you can just click on the sample page and see how many have been sent out through the month. So that's also a fun route we can go with doing anything that we can do to reward activity over those results. I feel like that's such a fun way to kind of just, I don't know, motivate some of the activities opposed to how many yeses we get or not. So totally love it. That right there, those are all my kind of main steps and tips and tricks on how to get someone to say yes, how we create those events, and some of the awesome links. So want to open it up for questions again, just in case we haven't covered anything or if there's been something you've been wondering about that we haven't gone over just yet.
I have another question.
Yeah, let's hear it, Patrice.
Okay. So when you, okay, going back to the 10%, like the welcome pack in general, so that will prompt them, they'll automatically be enrolled as an ambassador if you send that link, and it'll come up with the welcome pack options. Is that how it plays out?
Mhm.
Okay.
And the nail
and
on
then
the
they
head.
can pick. They'll scroll down. It'll start with the 209s and they'll scroll through them, and that's how it is.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. I guess maybe I should send it to myself somehow or something. I don't know.
That leads me to the motivation I was going to throw out. If you want to get real confident with this, I would just recommend grabbing a sideline, someone else on the team, hop on Zoom with each other and just practice sending the messages back and forth. That was something me and a lot of my team members had to do right when this first launched. They were like, all right, go do some trainings on these. And I was like, this thing came out yesterday. What are you talking about? So we kind of had to hop on Zoom with each other and just do some trial and error, figure out steps. I mean, even now, Amber was talking about how she's been able to do it on Instagram. I didn't even know we could do that. So I think really the important part is confidence comes after the actions, not before. Just get in there, start sending them out, practice with some friends, maybe grab the hubby's phone and send him some messages so you can see both sides of the messaging. You'll get better over time. You'll figure out your tips and tricks and your flow over time. But I like looking at it as like it's kind of just jumping in the deep end and then realizing we can swim once we're inside of that pool.
Good analogy. There's some questions in the chat box too.
Let's see. All right. So with Canada. So right now, the workaround with Canada is you can do everything except send samples out through the app. So I think the best way to work around it is maybe just buy a package of like that product to have on hand that you can send out. Just with the difference in country regulations, I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do to kind of get around that. But from some of the Canadian ambassadors I've talked to, that's how they do it, is just have those samples on hand, send the videos, and then just manually send the samples out. When it goes to sending it to someone in the States, I don't believe you're able to, just because I believe that the app is kind of like region locked or country locked to where if it's in Canada, we only get the Canadian features. So pretty sure we would just have to send them manually as well.
And there's so much more to this app than samples even. Like the samples is an incredible part of it, but all the videos, all the links, the storing of your prospects, the follow-up system for prospects, there's so much more. So for the Canadians, still use it.
Yeah, and I've been doing everything I can to have a similar thing with that the thing where we just posted on our wall, our wall where it says try these on. I'm forgetting what I'm saying at the moment, but kind of just check these out, those 3 awesome branded images where they can claim a sample. Right now, that's not a feature for the Canadian app, but I'm trying to do, there we go, share these on social. I'm trying to push it along to have a similar feature to where it's at least like ask for more information or something. So it's essentially the same process, except it just wouldn't be sending the sample out. So fingers crossed we'll get some leeway on that one. Karen's asking if the Engage app costs additional. No, it does not. I love it. Especially another really awesome thing is any new ambassador that downloads it, they have 3 free samples that don't expire for 5 years. So I think that's such a great way for them to kind of just dip their toe in the water. If they're not wanting to build a team, but they're starting to have those awesome results, it's like, hey, why don't we at least send 3 of these out and see if anyone is interested in trying it? So I love that right there. So it's actually kind of free with some money coming back our way. Hopefully we can go silver off that. All right, let's see. Becky says she skipped some of the videos with her first samplee last month. Can I still send some of the videos in order to her? She hasn't purchased, but maybe I can send the very last video to add her to a group. So definitely, I think wherever we're at in that process, you can always kind of just resume or kind of just follow up by sending a video. I think the important part is always just asking a question, getting that commitment, and then going through with that step. If we're chatting and it's maybe kind of dying down a little bit, just being like, hey, I know we were talking about this for a little while. Would you mind if I sent you a video on it real quick? And then if they say yes, we're golden. And that's kind of that green light or that go ahead to go on with wherever the process is at the time. All right, Debbie's taking off. Thanks for hopping on, Debbie. Thanks for being the prospect tonight. Houston. So Easton's asking, when you go to send it to a contact in the phone, sometimes it pulls up their phone number right away and sometimes it doesn't. Is there a trick to this? So far, it seems like I need to make sure my contact in my phone contacts not needs to not be mobile. With that one, honestly, I would have to ask. I haven't really added too many people from my phone list in when doing the training, so I can't speak to that fully 100%. So I'll ask on that, and then I'll get back to Amber, Lori, and then we'll just follow up with you. All right.
I think you hit them. And we also, someone on our Facebook Live said you can send samples to Americans from Canada. So maybe that's something, like you said, jump in and test it out, try it out, see if it works, and let us know.
Yeah, awesome. Maybe, yeah, you'll have to type that up in the team page, and I'll go follow through. I'll watch that to see how we can start sending them across country lines, because that'll be a huge benefit. I think I'm actually doing an app training for Canada, I think next week or maybe tomorrow. So I should probably learn how to do that before doing that call.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, John. I learned so many things. I am one of those. I'm guilty of not putting the warm or the car on people. So I'm excited to go through and edit all my people because they all look the same. So thank you for showing us how to do that and teaching us all tonight. Everyone's so grateful. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Definitely. Thanks for having me. And I hope that training helps you all out. If you want to do one of those practice sessions, feel free to grab someone on the team. If you want to practice with me, shoot me a message and we'll set a time up. I think the important part is just trying it out, and we'll get better along the way. So wish you all the best, and super excited for you all tomorrow. I've been hyping up this new product for so long, but I'm really excited. I feel like February is going to be the January we were all hoping for, with some of that, I guess, just high activity and everything. So be pumped for tomorrow. I'm excited to chat with a few of you afterwards.
Yes. Thank you so much, John. Thank you everyone for being on. We're
Got
excited.
it. Bye, everyone.
Bye.